support of the local authorities, just like the GFA was doing. They will go on their own fundraising, government come in and support. The regional association will do the same, similar. You go on your own fundraising at the level of your regions, through the business community, supported by the area council, the governor's office, and where government can come directly, government comes to support you.
What I want to say here is, Obi is the life president for Gambian football. He knows our problems in football. There are a lot of issues that have been mentioned here. I think the normalization committee, their first problem, what they should have, to me, what they failed to look at was resources.
Without wasting time, these people I am saying that, okay, they came with a very good constitution. Any objection that people have, you have, just point that point. We discuss on that. Thank you.
I am in support of the federation system where we have 3 votes. But where I see the controversy is, you have the 2 national, the division, first division national league. They have 2 votes each, making 12. The 10 second division teams, they have 2 votes each, making 10. If you add the first division league and the second division league, they have 22 votes, outnumbering the regions, when we are only 21. Are we equally represented? And you people said, those first division and second division teams are found in 3 regions, West Coast, KMC and Banjul. Are they not dominating us in the regions? They are dominating us. And if we are to avoid dominance, let's look at this aspect. The other thing is, this constitution is very quiet about the regional football associations. It's not saying anything about it. How it is going to be structured, what are the powers, what are this, the quorum, how the constitution, how the committee is going to be set up. The constitution should say something about it, whereby we will lean on to establish our regional constitutions, or else people are going to only perpetuate themselves in office, and they will establish their own wings to block people. So we want this constitution to lay the directives as to how the regional structure is going to be set up. The other thing I am not completely happy about is this Women Football Association. It's not national in character. Do we have any woman here who is part of the Women National Committee? We don't have. Referees Association, we don't have. They are not part of the national committee. Coaches, we don't have. Players Association, we don't have. These associations you are giving votes, they are not represented in the grassroots. They are only found in combo. That's also another domination.
The 3 regions outweigh, because just recently I was reading the papers, there was this coaches congress. I think it was the acting director that they elected again as the chairman. And I don't think we were even aware. We just say it in the papers, you know. So if those people are going to have representatives in the Congress to elect the executive, it means still the equality we are talking about is not there. It's not there. So that's one of our problems. It is not. I think we should go from that era of the colony and the protectorate. We are not in those ages. We have passed that stage. Gambia is an independent country, and we must look Gambia as one entity. If we want to look Gambia as the colony and the protectorate, I was not born in those days. I was not. Maybe it's Uncle Obi and my dad who knew what was a protectorate and what was a colony, and a colony. You see, so these are things that we should move away. And it's true that we have a young, talented somebody. You know, let's work together and develop sports. And the other thing I know is the problem of the region. Maybe it's on the side issue, but if we say we want to develop sport, people involved in sport must cooperate. If there is not too much infight in sports, sports will not go nowhere.
Our major concern there have been representation. It is excellent to have a federation in this country because we have to move. We have to graduate from nursery to primary to higher college and university. If we stick to an association, probably we'll be hanging down there for the next generation. Even my grandchildren will come and find us in an association. It is lovely to have a federation. But in as much as we're going to have a federation, this document should have spelled it out clearly to us as stakeholders in football. Are we talking of a federation, graduating from an association to a federation? Or are we talking of how to restructure the association? It should have been well spelled out. Because if we are talking of a federation, it's simple. I think we, the regions, are responsible, clubs at regional level are responsible in electing their association. And that association represents them in the election of the federation at national level. But if we are talking of an association, I don't think whether the regions would go and elect a federation. The regions can never be able to go, clubs can never be able to go and elect a federation. I think if URR is having 3 votes, CRR 3 votes, let it be around alongside, all the way to Banjul. If Banjul is having 7 or 10, let come down all the way to URR. If Bakau United have the right to go and elect a federation, I think Brikama Bas should have the right to go and elect a federation. But unfortunately, that doesn't fall rather, within the policy of the game, because a club cannot be able to go and elect a federation. With the little knowledge I've gathered in sports, in football, administration, no club can be able to single-handedly go and elect a federation. It's regional representatives that go and elect the federation. So I think the oversight, the observation that I have in that document, my own opinion, should have been spelled out clearly. Are we working towards a federation, or are we working towards a better association? If we are working towards a federation, let our representation be equal. If we are working towards a better association, then let's clear the issue of regional representation.
One thing I want to express is that on behalf of the regional, on behalf of the district sport chairman, we are very glad to accept this constitution. Because gone are those days, when you talk about club representations at GFA, sometimes you have only few live clubs in these regions. The rest are all dead. And that they have their delegates at the Congress. Now, if we are talking about 3 delegates from a region to represent us, I think we are happy about that. So we accept it. Thank you very much.
The minister and the chairman of the GFA Normalizing Committee wrapped up their 5-day nationwide tour with a similar meeting in Brikama West Coast region, where again football was the center of discussion.
How are we going to marry the present structure of the sports committee and the football association? Who are going to be on top? Who is going to answer to who? As far as football is concerned here, who is going to answer to who? That thing should be clear so much we know.
That question of third division that exists here is the third division that exists in Banjul, in KMC, everywhere. You have those third divisions that are not affiliated to the Gambia Peoples. Those third divisions are used to qualify themselves to the second division of the National Football Association. So that those are not recognized. They're just there. This is the, running 2 associations in parallel. 2 national associations in parallel. That is what we have as the Gambia Football Association and what exists in Banjul, in KMC, in Abdul River, everywhere. So we should not talk about the third division. What we are talking about is why we are talking about this third division is we want to create a third division officially run by the National Football Association that will come into effect when the constitution is adopted.
We have the National Sports Council up there, which is in charge of all sports in the country. And their arms in the regions are the National Sports Committees. At the national level, National Sports Council, under you have the association. FA is answerable to the National Sports Council. If we go to the regions, you will have, when we put in place this regional football association, they will operate under the regional sports committee. They will be answerable to the regional sports committees. That's this fine line of structuring we are going to make. They cannot be more than the regional sports committees. Regional sports committees are in charge of all sports in the region. If we have a regional West Coast Region Football Association, it will be under the regional sports committee.
West Coast too.
West Coast. I think you need to understand that. At the national level, that's the way it is. Sports Council is at the apex. All associations come under the Sports Council. In fact, they have to register with the Sports Council.
Yes,
Regions as well. If we have a regional football association, a regional basketball association, a regional volleyball association, they will all be under the regional sports committee.
Now, forming the
regional sport association